Students are taking their online courses using a range of devices, from desktop and laptop computers to smartphones and tablets. You may choose to do your schoolwork on one or more of these gadgets. It's really about finding out which form of hardware best suits both your needs as a student and the requirements of the course. If you're going to buy a computer, select something reliable. And more importantly, make sure that you have access to a fast internet connection. We recommend but don't require a broadband connection. If your computer isn't particularly reliable, or if you don't have a computer or other internet-capable device, don't worry. There are plenty of places where you can find computer access, and oftentimes for free. For instance, your local library or a computer lab on campus. Just make sure the device you choose to work on is dependable, and that the space you choose to work in is conducive to your study habits. Slow computers and poor internet connections can significantly increase the time it takes for you to access and complete the requirements for your online course. And the last thing you want to deal with all semester is internet, hardware, or accessibility issues. There are some basics that your device will need to be equipped with in order to interact with your school's content management system, CMS, properly. For instance, you'll want to make sure that you have an up-to-date operating system. Your computer's operating system is the software that manages the programs and functions of your computer. For the courses you take here, you will be required to have one of the following operating systems. For PC, Windows 7 or higher. For Mac, OS 10.4 or higher. Your individual course may also have its own hardware requirements. Check with your instructor or take a look at your syllabus to see if there's anything else you might need for your course. Some of these common hardware requirements might include a printer, a headset, a microphone, speakers, a webcam. Another factor you'll want to keep an eye out for is whether your course or CMS requires a particular browser for viewing internet content. Some content does not display properly, or particular functions may not perform adequately in certain browsers. However, if you view the same content or page in a different browser, it will look and work perfectly. So make sure that if your instructor asks you to use a particular browser when completing a certain task, you follow their instructions. This may seem like a pain, especially if there's a certain browser that you prefer using when online, but trust us, it's all about compatibility. It is always a good idea to have several browsers installed on your machine when possible. That way, you have a few options to choose from if you run into any problems. Some popular browsers that will work with your school's CMS include Apple's Safari, Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer. These browsers should work fine with your school's CMS, but again, they may not all work well with particular resources or applications that your instructor may need you to access for certain assignments. If there are any compatibility issues you need to be aware of, your instructor will let you know which browser to use for the most reliable experience. In addition to having a browser to view online content, sometimes your course will require you to install one or more of the following plugins so that you can view other media that the browser alone may not be able to handle, like animations, sound clips, PDFs, or any number of other things. Some common plugins you may need to install could include Java, Adobe Reader, Adobe Flash Player, Windows Media Player, QuickTime, Microsoft Silverlight. These are free applications you can download from the internet, and your instructor, or even your computer, will let you know when you need a particular plugin in order to view something. You will also definitely need an email account if you don't already have one. Lots of schools provide free email accounts for registered students, and some insist that you use this account for any school-related emails. Take a look at your school's email policy and figure this out before you sign up for any online course, because this will be one of the chief ways that you will communicate with your instructors and classmates. Your instructor will probably state in the syllabus what the preferred means of communication will be for the term. And if you're not required to use a school email account, you can use one you've already set up, or set up a new one with a free email service like Gmail or Yahoo. In fact, even if you have an old email account, You may want to make a new one that reflects your status as a college student. If you were an instructor, which of these would you rather receive a student email from? jrodriguez@gmail.com or badboypunk4958@hotmail.com?